This is the story called The Frog Prince, and it's adapted from the retelling by the Brothers Grimm. The story is going to be told in 2 parts. This is part 1. In the old times, there lived a king whose youngest daughter was so lovely that the sun himself, who had seen so much, marveled each time he shone over her. Near the royal castle, there was a great dark wood, and in the wood, under an old linden tree, was a well. When the day was hot, the king's daughter used to go into the wood and sit by the cool well. Then she would take out a golden ball and throw it up and catch it again, for this was her favorite pastime. One day the golden ball dropped to the ground near the edge of the well and rolled in. The king's daughter began to weep, and she wept and wept as if she could never be comforted. And in the midst of her weeping, she heard a voice saying to her, "What ails thee, king's daughter? Your tears would melt a heart of stone." And when she looked to see where the voice came from, there was nothing but a frog stretching his thick, ugly head out of the water. "Oh, it is you, old waddler," said she. "I weep because my golden ball has fallen into the well." "Never mind, do not weep," answered the frog. "I can help you, but what will you give me if I fetch up your ball again?" "Whatever you like, dear frog," said she. "Any of my clothes, my pearls, or even the golden crown that I wear." "Your clothes, your pearls, and your golden crown are not for me," answered the frog. "But if you would love me and have me for your companion, and let me eat from your plate and drink from your cup and sleep in your bed, then I would dive below the water and fetch your golden ball for you." "Oh, yes," she answered, "I will promise it all, if only you will get me my ball." But she thought to herself, "What nonsense he talks, as if he could do anything but sit in the water and croak, or could possibly be anyone's companion." But the frog, as soon as he heard her promise, drew his head under the water and sank out of sight. After a while, he came to the surface again with the ball in his mouth and threw it on the grass. The king's daughter was overjoyed to see her golden ball again, and she picked it up and ran off with it. "Stop, stop," cried the frog. "Pick me up too. I cannot run as fast as you." But it was of no use, for she would not listen to him. Instead, she hurried home and soon forgot all about the poor frog. The next day, when the king's daughter was eating from her golden plate with the king and all the court, there came the sound of something pitter-patter, hop, hopping up the marble stairs. And there came a knocking at the door, and a voice crying, "King's youngest daughter, let me in." When she opened the door, there was the frog sitting outside. Then she shut the door hastily and went back to her seat, feeling very uneasy. The king noticed how quickly her heart was beating and said, "My child, what are you afraid of? Is there a giant standing at the door, ready to carry you away?" "Oh, no," answered she, "no giant, but a horrid frog." "And what does the frog want?" asked the king.